We have a perfect example of what self-delusion looks like, and that example is Dottie Sandusky. Now, of course, this is the wife of Jerry Sandusky, the man who's been convicted of molesting and raping young boys. And recently, she granted an interview to the Associated Press where she talked about the case and what she believes her husband is guilty of. And she believes that her husband is guilty of absolutely nothing. In fact, she told the Associated Press the accusers who testified against him told inaccurate stories to cash in. She also says, I trust my husband. That's what the world is about today. People don't trust anybody. And all these young kids, all they think about is sex. Because in this case, the victims are the ones that are guilty, right? They just wanted to cash in. All they think about is sex.
No, all your rapist husband thinks about is sex. That's why he raped those young boys, including witnesses saying that he was in a shower raping them. Like, so the kids wanted to come in. So their devious plot was, let me let this guy have sex with me while I'm underage, so that many years later, when he's exposed, and he's not exposed for decades in some of these cases, then I'll cash in by getting a couple of bucks for this situation where it appears to witnesses that I'm being raped. Okay,
yeah.
That was their devious plot because they liked being raped by your husband so much.
Yeah, he would bring young boys to his basement. You knew what was going on.
You were in the house. You were in the house. You knew what was happening in the basement. And the reality is you feel sick about it. That's what but everybody's got to look at themselves in the mirror. And this is how evil happens, right? People don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to be evil. I'm going to be the worst guy in the world. Some do, but it's a rare case. More times, Sandusky himself, a million lies to justify it. Well, I'm helping them in other ways. And, and they weren't, they were living in tough conditions anyway. And they like sex too. And this was a different kind of relationship. People don't understand us. We had a special kind of love. That's what molesters say all the time.
Right.
And she knew what was happening because it was happening oftentimes right under her own roof. And so she's got to live with herself. So she thinks everyone else but my husband is lying. And they tricked him into the sex so they can cash in decades later. So
he was convicted of sexually abusing 15 boys. And there could have been more, but at least 15 came forward. There was 8 boys who testified during the case. He's been convicted. He's trying desperately to appeal. God knows whether or not he's ever going to be granted that appeal. But apparently when the charges were first brought upon him and he was being investigated, Dottie Sandusky said that he wasn't worried about anything. In fact, he didn't think a thing about it. At least that's what she's saying. But honestly, I mean, this kind of goes toward what a lot of people do whenever there's something in their lives that they don't agree with or they don't like. They want to feel better about it by rationalizing, right? Doing something to make it seem like it's not really as bad as it is, or doing something that makes you trick your mind into thinking that, hey, this didn't happen. And that's exactly what she's doing right now. She knows it deep down inside, okay? She's in denial, but how many people testified against him? I mean, he didn't get convicted because the jury was biased against him, which she's claiming. He got convicted because there were people that were brave enough and courageous enough to go over there, take that stand or take to the stand and share their stories of abuse. And I'm happy that they did it. I'm happy he's convicted, and she needs a real reality check.
Look, before I had nothing against Dottie Sandusky, you can't hold her responsible for what her husband did, of course. I mean, it didn't even cross my mind. But now when she comes out aggressively like this, I think, well, so wait, how much did you know all along? You didn't turn him in. You defended him all along, right? All those years, all those boys, some of them raped under your own house in the basement. You didn't know anything and you didn't say anything? How much did you know? And now you got to come out here and start justifying it like this? Dottie, I got a really great piece of advice for you. Shut the fuck up.